Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. Our first hard fact of the day: the Lagos Marathon is over, but Lagosians are still trekking. Yes, that restriction on Kekes and Okadas and hailed bikes is, of course, still in effect. The governor says it's not going anywhere. So this weekend, I was watching the Lagos Marathon. I was seeing all of these athletes from all over the world coming to Lagos to run. And I was saying to myself, they don't know that we are already using our feet to move around in Lagos these days. Myself, I've been working out a lot. Almost every morning I have to take a walk or jog down Lekki Express. And considering that there are a lot of residential areas in that place, I noticed that there's not a lot of pedestrian walkways. And that made me quite sad. So if you wanted to walk, if you're a pedestrian, Lagos doesn't have a plan for you. So not only is Lagos taking away affordable transportation from you, Lagos can't even allow you to walk properly because there are cars everywhere and there's no provision for where you can walk. But it was nice to watch the marathon. It's one of the positive things that puts Lagos on the map. And I cannot wait for the day it becomes a top-level event on the global marathon calendar, like Boston or New York or London, if you pay attention to those kinds of things. We're thankful that you don't have to trek to get hard facts. You can just sit in your car or at home or in the office. Aghogho and I are here every weekday bringing you the best insights into today's most important topics. We bring them to you, break them down, and give you the facts so that you can form an informed opinion. And any show you miss, you can catch online, Facebook, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. We've got a great show for you today. We're starting with the big three. Lagosians march against the restrictions on bike-hailing apps, Kekes, and Okadas. INEC deregisters political parties. And Fashola says Nollywood movies are making Nigerians kidnap and commit ritual murder. Yeah, let's talk about that story. On Checkpoint, we're talking about the allegation from the drivers on ride-hailing services that the government is cracking down on them. And on the big hard fact, let's take a deeper and wider look at transportation and the situation here in Lagos and the possible solutions for it. After the 6 p.m. news, we'll be handing over to Rufai Oseni for conversations with Rufai. Before all of that, we've got updates coming your way from our newsroom about news, sports, entertainment, business. But let's get right into the big three.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three.
On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You know what to expect on the big three stories that everybody is talking about right now. Do you agree that bike-hailing apps, Keke and Okadas should be regulated, not restricted? Should INEC have the right to deregister political parties? My final question for you: is Fashola right to blame Nollywood for rituals and kidnappings? Let's get into these stories. Don't forget that you can watch on Facebook and YouTube, where we're streaming this conversation live. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. YouTube, also Nigeria Info FM. Reactions to the restriction on 2- and 3-wheel transport in Lagos, in parts of Lagos, are still coming in. On Saturday, a group of Lagosians staged a protest at the finish line of the Lagos Marathon at Eco Atlantic, calling the demonstration Occupy Lagos. The protesters were calling on government to reverse itself on the restrictions on bike-hailing apps, Kekes, and Okadas. Meanwhile, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, is threatening a statewide protest if government does not reverse its decision. NANS had previously given the government a 10-day ultimatum, which expires today. Nan said the restriction, which government says will reduce crime, will have the opposite effect, as unemployed former riders may now turn to crime. Now, we're joined on today's Big Three by the organizers of the Occupy Lagos demonstration, Sally Badejo and Ladi Ogunse. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Ladi is a resident here in Lagos who's passionate about good governance. He's actively involved in the fintech industry. I did not get Sally's brief before we got on air. Sally, what do you do aside organize protests?
I'm an influencer relations executive.
Okay. Relations executive, he says. Or she says. Now, obviously, you're protesting because you believe the policy negatively affects Lagosians, Sally. Could you tell us the particular ways you believe this policy is bad? What types of stories are you hearing from Lagosians about life with the restrictions, Sally?
I think I witnessed a couple myself,
Okay.
and that was what prompted me to take action.
Witnessed
and
or experienced?
Witnessed and experienced, actually,
okay.
and prompted me to want to occupy Lagos.
Hmm.
I think it boils down to the day I saw a woman trekking as well with me. She had a daughter, and the daughter had a school bag on. And I could tell she was exhausted. And she was like, "Mommy, I don't want to walk anymore. I'm tired. Can't we get a bus? Can't we get a keke or a bike like we usually do?" And I could tell her mom was trying to explain the situation of things to her, but she didn't understand. She was exhausted. And this was by 7:45 p.m. And we're still stuck in traffic.
7:45 p.m.
Yeah, and she still has to probably go home, do her assignments, sleep, and still get ready for the next day to trek.
And that's at the point you realize, something has to be done.
Something has to be done.
Some of the Occupy Lagos tweets and the placards at the protests were calling for, quote, regulate, not ban. Laddie, what do you mean by that?
I think it's very straightforward as regards there's a clear difference between regulation and banning. Banning means what the government has currently done. Regulation means looking into their activities and trying to see that they work in the best, safest way possible. Or I think because two issues that the government has called on, safety and security. So you look into these two issues and you see that they operate in the best, safest way possible and the most secure way possible. So that's, I think, where the regulation part comes in.
Sally, why did you choose the finish line of the Lagos Marathon for your protest?
Well, I figured it was an international event, and it would get the attention of everybody, seeing as that's the event everybody was going to be focused on that particular day. And we took advantage of the media, we took advantage of the government officials, we took advantage of the security there, because you're not possibly going to want to harm the citizens of Nigeria at a public event
While everybody was watching.
Yes, so it was the perfect time. And it was peaceful. Everybody cooperated. Nobody was aggravated. It was amazing.
Did you attempt to reach out to any government agency or official? Have you gotten any response back, Sally?
No, we haven't, but we're still pushing ahead. And
so this is ongoing. Occupy
Yeah.
Lagos is ongoing.
Yes,
it didn't
definitely.
end with Saturday.
No, it's not.
The Saturday march or silent protest is the first of many that's going to happen, because
Definitely.
first, we believe that nothing comes easy, really. And when you want to make the government see your cause, you don't do once and just quit. So that's the first of the many events that would happen. We would start consulting with the government officials themselves. We're also looking to work on policy documents that we can share with the government and let them see, we're not just making mouth or saying this is what we want. We're actually putting in a structured form, a structured way of passing the information across to them. So it's the first of many that would happen. Also, I think it's good that we should inform people as well that on Thursday, again, we also look to march to the government house itself. Saturday was because of the marathon. It was a work-free day. On Thursday, since we are young professionals, we've decided to sacrifice a small percent of our time to take a walk to allow us.
Where will it start?
It will start also. We will communicate where we start. The rendezvous point.
Okay.
But our match is to outside the governor's office.
Okay.
So let the people know, to let the governor know exactly that. Oh yeah, we are young professionals. We have a 9 to 5. We have a business we're running. We have something going for us. But then we have sacrificed this time to see a better state.
Can regular Nigerians join? By regular Nigerians,
Sure.
I mean, they're not young. Because you should watch today. You should get on Facebook, Nigerian Food 99.3. The people in my city are pretty young. So by regular Nigerians, I mean people who are a little older, people who are a little younger, people who are not professionals in the sense that they have a 9 to 5. All those people welcome to join.
Yeah, sure. They're welcome to join, because this is not. There was one of the quotes that I personally wrote on the placards. It says that this bike /keke ban, now everybody affect. So if this affects everybody, it's not just a particular age group or a socio-economic class. The interesting thing is that one question that people keep asking me personally, that, you may be privileged enough not to even be affected by this. Why are you still up and about
Why are you
this?
marching?
But for me, I think it goes beyond even your personal space. So I don't want people to keep seeing this as, it doesn't affect me, or it doesn't concern me or my family. See it as, this is about our society. It's no longer something that we should say, this is what the government thinks should be, and then the government doesn't even consult with the public.
Let me ask you, Sally, let's talk about the restrictions themselves. Now, the government is insisting that it only affects major roads, and that any clampdown on Okada or bikers or Kekes on inner roads is illegal. If that's the case, isn't this a good policy? I mean, do kekes and bikes belong on the highway, Sally?
Of course they don't, because I mean, at the end of the day, the highways were created for movement of cars and from point A to point B. Now, with the way Lagos is designed, we have a lot of remote areas, we have a lot of tight corners that a lot of people live in, and they cannot access these areas without the use of keke napeps or bikes. That's why we say regulate it. Make sure each and every rider goes through a proper driver's test. They have a rider's license, and we have people regulating everything they're doing, have their database. So you know that in as much as they're no longer applying the highways, if a person takes a BRT and they drop at their bus stop, they should still be able to take a bike to the very front of their houses. BRT no fit enter my streets. As our placard say, water no dey my streets, ferry no fit reach there. So they have to just do that, because a lot of people are getting robbed in broad daylight and at night time. And this can continue.
And I want to add something. There's something with the way we do things in Nigeria, and which is one challenge I have with policies, with reforms, with a lot of things that the government does. Now, the IG can sit in his office in Abuja and say that no policeman has a right to check your phone while on the street. But then you find that you drive past maybe Anthony or Maryland by 2 a.m. in the morning, and the policeman stops you and asks that, oh, you look young, and then you're driving a good car, means you must be a Yahoo boy or something, and then tries to check your phone. And while you are saying, oh, the IG has said that they should not check my phone, he says, oh, is the IG here with us? So the thing is, there's a thing for making policies, there's a thing for sitting in the IOSs, on your IOSs and making policies, and there's a place for implementation, which is where I think that we always mix it up in Nigeria. The government have said, oh, don't arrest people that are not in this access, the 5 local governments, but we find that people that are, even Okada riders that are not in those 5 local governments are getting arrested. So which means that the government has just made a law and not even looked into it, because if you care about, the implementation itself, you would look that, you would ensure that you have a task force team or something that is monitoring other local governments that are not getting victimized. Because you find that on the first day that this law was made, there was a tweet by the SSA to the governor himself on media. He said he made a statement that says that delivery bikes are not part of it, and if they arrest your delivery bikes, contact me, I'll get it out. Now this goes to show that delivery bikes were getting picked up. A flaw of the implementation itself. Now, it means you need to know someone to get your delivery
so
back.
What
out.
happens to the people who don't know people?
Anybody.
But Sally, the governor launched new ferries, right? I know you said ferry no they reach my street. I know, but the governor launched new ferries, Sally, and these ferries are meant to ease the traffic situation. He also said 500 new buses are coming soon. Do you believe these measures will be enough to offset the inconveniences caused by the ban, Sally?
Definitely not. Let's not even lie to ourselves. It's not. Lagos is overpopulated, and you're bringing 500 buses to accommodate how many people? And they didn't even drop the alternative before implementing the ban. You just threw the ban on us and you're like, take it as it is. So it's definitely not going to be enough.
Okay, let's talk to the people now. 01277-0993, 01277-1993, 01277-2993, and 01277-3993. You've heard from Occupy Lagos. Do you support them? 01277-0993, 1993, 2993, and 3993. WhatsApp is available as well. Share your thoughts on WhatsApp. 080-959-75805. Tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Welcome. What's your name?
It's MI from Wakoka.
MI, go ahead. You've got 1 minute.
I must celebrate those young people in the studio. I believe they are very intelligent ways of engaging government, and this is one of it. And I must applaud you, because this is just the way to go. Like I said about this Lagos State ban, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The idea is very great, but the execution is flawed. Do you understand? I've never had a problem with banning or restricting Okada. Mine is that it didn't happen today. It's a pile up of issues. Like this law was implemented, it was put out in 2012. And if you were waking up today to ban it, phase it out. Do you understand? There's a shock. It's a social display. People are suffering already from it. So nobody's fighting the idea. It's how you are going about it. Like he said, the solution is now an afterthought. We are saying they are coming. I know there's a security problem, but you should not be losing economic benefit because you are banning it. So I think this is a very good move. Even though you're not affected, part of it, that's why you're always calling radio stations. The part of it, don't say I'm elite, I have a car. One day, someone that doesn't have a job, when they go into crime, you will not sleep at night. Thank you very much, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Thanks for calling me, MI from Aghogho. Tony Haven says we shouldn't discuss Okada and Keke again. Government knows why these people were banned. My sister today has only one leg because Okada riding in one way knocked her down, which got one of the legs removed. We should bear it. These people will hit you and make nonsense of you. Sometimes if you react, their friends will gather and beat you up. Please, let's work with government. All right, Tony Haven says on Facebook, we're out of time, but you can still call and you can still share your thoughts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're moving on right now to have conversations with a deregistered political party right here in Lagos. Well, they're not in Lagos, they're a national party, but they were deregistered. And we're going to be speaking with their national legal advisor, Ladi Ogunsheye, Sally Badejo. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to keep our eye on this story and we'll see where it goes. Good luck.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much,
Sandra.
Hello?
Please hold on.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Here we are, Lagos. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. We have on the show with us the National Legal Advisor for one of the parties that was deregistered. But before we move on to that, you heard from Occupy Lagos. Do you support them? Were you at the demonstration? How have things been for you since the restrictions? How many people in your office are arriving late? I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Or do you agree with Tony Haven on Facebook who says, let's support the government. The Okadas are out of hand. My sister currently has one leg. Now, second story, some of the former political parties deregistered by the Independent National Electoral Commission have gone to court. The ex-parties are also asking for INEC to delay the registration pending the outcome of the trial. INEC, however, has insisted that it was within its rights to deregister the parties and will not reverse or suspend the action unless the parties obtain a court order to that effect. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu has said the parties were deregistered in line with the Electoral Act and Section 225A of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. INEC deregistered 74 parties last week, in case you don't know, bringing the total number of eligible parties in Nigeria for future elections to 16. INEC, however, has said that it will continue to register any new parties that apply and meet the registration criteria. And now, let's join the National Legal Advisor of Youth Party, Francis King Akinwoton. Thank you so much for joining us on Hard Facts.
Thank you very much. Just to correct one impression, I am a member of the Board of Trustees.
Oh, okay.
I am not a legal advisor.
Oh, sorry about that. Now,
Okay.
is your association one of those challenging the registration in court?
Yes.
On what
Yes.
grounds is your court case based?
Well, on a couple of grounds, or a number of grounds. One is that it took INEC about 3 years to register us post-application. And the law requires them to register within 30 days of complying with the regulations and the rules of registration. Now, INEC forgot that provision, but only have decided to exploit and explore the provision that allows them to deregister. Remember, we applied in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
They refused to register us. We went to court to get our registration. They came on one excuse that our name was restrictive. The name of my party is Youth Party.
Mm.
We showed them our constitution, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that our name is not in conflict with any of these provisions.
Mm.
And our constitution opens membership to people who are 18 years and above.
Mm.
We got court judgment on 18th October 2017.
Mm.
INEC refused to register us yet. Until sometime, I think 16th August 2018, 2 days to opening electoral process in Nigeria for the 2019 general election. We had less than 4 months. And if you look at the requirements that you must meet, 25% of elections in the presidential election, if you win 25% of a state, if it's a local government election, you win 25% of you win a ward or a seat in the National Assembly, that is Senate or House of Reps.
Did your party meet any of these requirements?
Now, this is it. We were only able to participate in the 2019 general election, and we fielded the candidate. It's interesting to know that some of our members who had waited diligently for the years were getting tired. And because they wanted to participate in the election, they had moved to other parties. As at the time we were registered, we did not know that we were even going to be registered at that time. That is after we've got the judgment of court. Now, the Constitution says that if we win either a state in the National Assembly or a state House of Assembly or a governorship position or chairman of a local government or councillorship in a local government, that is where the trick is. We have not participated in a full electoral cycle. So we cannot be said to have failed to meet the requirements of the law.
Now, but
so
okay,
this is
go
the
ahead.
reason why we took INEC to court.
Now,
And we were already in court.
okay.
We served INEC with the processes, an application for interlocutory injunction as at 15th January 2020. INEC is aware. INEC conducted verification exercise post-election in December 2019. The report of that verification is not out. Then they proceeded to deregister us. So we had gone to court to restrain INEC from deregistering us, as we had not been allowed to participate in a full electoral cycle. But what do we have?
Now,
for the rule of law and court.
To be clear, Mr. Kinwata, to be clear, we have INEC saying that you cannot be political parties again. And we have you guys and the other parties saying you cannot deregister us. Now, you said you. But INEC is saying that it's doing everything by the book. Now, hear me out. The Constitution, like you've said, spells out what a party needs to do during elections to remain registered. A party needs to do just one of the following things. So, get at least 25% of the votes cast in one state during the presidential election, win at least one ward in a local government chairmanship election, win at least one seat in the National Assembly or in any of the state houses of assembly or in any of the 774 local government councils. Now, if a registered party cannot point to just one of these achievements in the last election cycle, INEC has the right to deregister them. That's the law. That's what the Constitution says. Hear me out,
that is where
sir.
INEC is getting it wrong.
No, hear me out, sir. Hear me out, sir.
I will.
The idea behind the rule is that these requirements are so basic that if a party cannot meet any of them, that party cannot possibly be serious.
Yes.
So what that means is that in the last general elections, your party, alongside the other 74 parties that have now been deregistered, combined, did not win one single state assembly seat anywhere in the country.
You cannot combine me with other political parties.
Why not?
Because my situation is different. My position is unique. I was prevented from registering. If I had been registered 3 years before the election, as far back as 2016, then I can be classified along with people who cannot point to anything. I've not been given the chance to participate fully.
But you fielded
total
candidates in the
electoral cycle.
2019 election.
We participated in the 2019 election But that is not the only election that the Constitution talks about. What are the local government elections? Must I win the presidency? Only one person becomes the president. Now, there's a local government election coming up in Ondo State. There's a governorship election coming up in Edo State. There are other elections coming up. Have I been allowed to participate in all those elections? Local government elections have not turned around. Since 2019 election, how many local government elections have we had to date? I can only recall that of Kekes State and maybe one or two other states. So have I been given the fair play and the level playing field to participate in all the local government elections? That is when you can come back, point at me, and say that I'm a failure and I do not qualify to be a political party.
Okay. So what do you see happening going forward? What are you seeing happening going forward?
You see, it is obvious that what INEC has done, particularly to the youth party, is disregard and disrespect for the rule of law.
Okay.
And I see this beyond registering us for some other political party. Our main agenda as a political party is to expand the democratic space.
Okay.
And as you are aware, it is no longer news in this country that some political parties, including the ones that are preserved by INEC, will collect money from members to do primaries. And then they say that there's no primaries at the end of the day. It is not new. And this is one of the reasons why we have come forward that when we do things right, we hope and believe that other political parties will start doing things right.
Okay.
But what is happening now is restricting the democratic space and reducing the menu. You know that if you go to a restaurant, you can only order what is on the menu.
Well, we have 16.
The kind of menu that we can order at the next election.
We currently have 16 meals.
So we're afraid of competition.
But
new ones afraid of competition.
But new parties can also register.
So this is it. INEC collected 1 million from us in 2018, and they are saying that we've registered you. Come back this year and they will pay another 1 million. How is that fair? And let me tell you this, even on the day of our registration, some INEC officials told us that we're only able to get registration on the day they issued the certificate to us. That we're only able to get registered because there was a court order. And we have even been told that we'll be registered post-election. So this is not new to us, but this is the way to score through democracy. This is an anti-democratic movement. This is an anti-democratic decision and step by INEC. We are afraid of competition. Let all of us play on the field.
All right, let all of us play on the field, he says. Sir, thank you so much for your time. He's a member of the Board of Trustees for Youth Party, one of the parties that's been deregistered by INEC. Francis King Akinlota, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
Yes. All right. You're still listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I want to hear your thoughts. You heard the people from Occupy Lagos. You have heard from the Youth Party. Tell me what you think. Do you agree with their protest against being deregistered? Or do you believe that INEC has acted within its rights and has done nothing wrong? Hello to you. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, Sandra, how are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm all right. Mr. Darlington.
Darlington, go ahead.
INEC has done wrong. This matter has been settled by Ganikawi when he went to court and opened the floodgate for parties to come in. If parties are not doing well, allow them to die a natural death. Besides, some of these parties we have sponsored just during the 2019 election. They use them. You saw what happened in Rivers when APC was not contesting election. And you all saw what I made it this year. So why now, after using them, wasting our money, you now remember that they are not useful to you again? I think something is going on. With this, amendment of the Constitution going in the House, I believe that something is going on. I don't see why they wake up for this.
No, but you remember that Gani Fahimi's court case gave INEC fresh powers to the register parties. After that case, the Constitution was amended to give INEC fresh powers to the register parties.
That power cannot be used ultra-virus. You still need to go to court.
Okay. Thanks for calling me, Darlington. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
What's your name, sir?
Femi speaking.
Femi, you've got 1 minute.
Okay, let me start with the ban on Okada and tricycle. Yeah, it's sad that the sudden plan and there's no plan actually for replacement for these things. In fact, even walking is very difficult on the streets of Lagos. One of the reasons why people want to get direct access to where they stay is for security, so that they can leave the main bus stop and go straight to their house. So it's a form of protection.
Okay.
So, but the Lagos State government is looking at it otherwise, that, these are causing issues, security and all that. Security is always a problem. Why not find a solution to that security than banning Okada, which is trying to solve unemployment problem, which might become a security problem if you ban them. Now, a lot of security issues will arise. Obviously, crime will rise. We heard kidnappings and all that have been happening. Not confirmed yet, though. But it's just as a result of this.
All right.
Yeah, one statement regarding registering political parties. They should have given each party their own considerations based on their what they've gone through, like the case this man is making for his own political party, for example. If everybody has an exemption to themselves, so let them come with their exemptions, look at it before that consideration.
All right. Thank you, Femi, for calling me. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Yes, welcome. What's your name?
Austin, calling from Lekki.
Austin, you've got 1 minute.
Thank you. The Lagos State government did not calculate very well before the banning of Okada and the Kekes. And I want to stand with those people that are calling for street protest. Because if there is anything that has to be done, it has to be done properly.
Okay.
There's no proper planning. Now, Lagos State government, in a hurry, is bringing in BRT and ferries. Why? It should have been a long-term plan. There should be a long-term plan whereby you give these people like a year or 2 years, announcing it on daily basis on various social media and other electronic and print media, that in the next so time, there will be nothing like Okada, there will be nothing like Kekes. And by then, you must have made provision for the available means where people can be able to go out and come in. Now, there's no good road. A lot of places are bad. A lot of roads are dilapidated. And nothing is going on.
We hear you, Austin. Thanks for calling us. At Room 4 on Twitter says, Sandra, I hope your guests in the studio that are planning to protest against the ban on Okada by the Lagos State government will not be charged for trying to overthrow the state government now that civil protest is a crime. All right, then. Thanks for sending that message across. Twitter again is Nigeria Info FM. Let's hear your thoughts. Tweet at us at Nigeria Info FM. Facebook, of course, is also Nigeria Info FM. Our final story. We have the Works and Housing Minister, Babatunde Fashola, saying that Nollywood is making people believe in money rituals, and this is fueling kidnap and murder. The minister said this at a symposium while addressing insecurity in the country. Here's an excerpt of what he had to say. He said, quote, "Some people believe that if you get a man's head or a woman's body part, they could be turned into money. It's not true. And when you ask people who believe in it if they've seen it happen before, they tell you someone said that they had seen it. However, it has become a reinforced belief through entertainment, social media, and Nollywood. How can human head bring money? Money is paper invented by man, not God. They put the paper in a machine to print what we call money, and that is the only place money comes from. But the challenge is the belief system. Just think about how many people have been missing through kidnapping because some people believe that it exists. The police could tell us the number of people they have apprehended with human parts, such as skulls. This belief system must go. Therefore, all of us, including those who make the films, must reverse the story and start selling a new story that money is printed in a machine and not through any other way, like money rituals." End of quote. So let's talk about this. Fashola is saying that some people watched Living in Bondage. And because they saw Andy Okeke and Ichie Million killing their wives and magically getting money, they too now decided to try their luck. So first of all, do you believe that that's what's happening? Do you believe that there are people who believe in and partake in ritual murder because of movies? Do you believe that? And Fashola is saying, of course, that money rituals are not real. He's saying the movies and social media are the reason people falsely believe that they are real. So my second question is, are the movies the only thing telling people that money rituals are real? What about churches and mosques and other places of worship? Do some of these places not also tell Nigerians that juju is real and that ritualists are making money by killing people? I've been in a church personally where the pastor told us that we should not envy anybody with big houses or big cars because most of them got these things through rituals. So if you agree with Fashola telling Nollywood to stop depicting money rituals working, do you also think that Fashola should tell places of worship to stop saying that money rituals work? Now, some people have asked, does it make any sense at all to blame movies for things like this? After all, movies are make-believe. We all watched Batman. Has anybody gone to wear a black mask costume to fight criminals on 3rd Mainland Bridge? I've not seen. Karim, have you seen? No, Karim says he hasn't seen. So do you agree with Fashola that Nollywood should stop showing rituals in their movies? Do you think this is what is making people kidnap and kill? What about places of worship? What about those ones? What about when they are also saying that these things are real? Do you think that contributes? 012770993, 012771993, 012772993, and 012773993. We've got WhatsApp messages, lots of WhatsApp messages, and I'm going to try to take a few of them. We have this one here from Joseph in Gwarimpa who says, Sandra, go and watch TV this morning with Yori Folaring on INEC and the registration of over 70 parties. Forget all those mushroom parties. You're wasting time and interviewing in your studio. We don't need them. We need a maximum of 5 political parties in Nigeria. How many local government chairmen or state house of assembly did the party of that man you are interviewing now win in the 2019 general elections? But you heard him say that they have not been allowed to participate in a full cycle. We have another one here who says that instead of Nigerians to protest for an important issue like electoral reform, insecurity, they're busy protesting against Okada ban. The Okada riders are reckless. They have no respect for the road users. They claim king on the roads. And Chinedu is saying, Chinedu Nidumota, Chinedu, you're a Nigerian. You know that, Abi? And you too can protest the one that is paining you. These Nigerians have said, now this one they pay us, now we go protest. And besides, we've had other Nigerians protest other things, including one Nigerian who was infamously locked up for leading a protest and told that he tried to overthrow the government. Do you remember that Nigerian? Okay, so perhaps lead yours and we'll see how that goes, huh? Good discussion, this person says. Kashmir says, it's a big sign of relief for Nigerian politics. INEC should not have deregistered them, but should make a valid case for them in appearing on a ballot paper. Okay. Hello, Sandra. Political parties should be allowed to die a natural death, Adeyemi says. Another message on WhatsApp says, trust me, Sandra, this Okada ban in Lagos will be lifted when election period approaches. I implore my fellow Lagosians to ignore politicians' frivolous political propagandas, vote wisely, and that's a message from Dele. Dele is in Badagry. We have another message here. It says, kudos to the guests in the studio for the job that they're doing. The bike and keke restriction is really biting. Imagine my wife trekking from Oboh to Berger. It's sickening. And our government should learn to also review their decisions when they are wrong. On this, they are wrong and they must review it. Heaven will not fall, and it doesn't make them weak. Fashola is directing his energy on the wrong channel. Movies are movies, and they are make-believe. He should suggest to his principal ways to tackle insecurity, caused by poverty. And that's a message from Chooks in Ibafo. Chooks, thanks for sending your message across. Casey says, money ritual is not real. I laugh in Congo. Fashola should come. Let us take a walk around my city in Anambra. Sandra, one of the most devastating consequences of this Keke and Okada ban is that most of the riders were on hire purchase. Why not give them a year or two to phase them out? Emma Inakoka sending that message on WhatsApp. Okay, let me come to you on the phone now. Hello. 99.3.
Hello, Sandra.
Thanks for calling me. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon. Apologies for the noise.
It's okay. Go ahead.
This is George. I'm calling from Lekki.
All right, George. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll just take it from the minister first. It's two parts. First part simply is, I think you should concentrate on actually giving us power first and leave the issue of witchcraft and money rituals to something else.
Okay.
But let us ignore the messenger and listen to his message. Yeah, true that though. Yes, I agreed. Make believe and all. But like I said, if I'm to refer to him, it is not his place. There are more pressing issues. That's my problem with the whole political structure in this country. From the Okada ban you've mentioned to the INEC issue we've discussed today to Fashola's issue, it's like we keep those peripheral things. That's what we look at, and we leave the core problem. If there is light to generate power, if you have power in your house, you spend less on fuel. You are more productive. Machineries could work. Tailors could sew and iron. Engineers and welders could do their job. Then there will be less need to start looking for human heads or female body parts to make money rituals. It's because we've all refused to do what we are supposed to do. And that's why a minister for power is going to a symposium to be discussing rituals. We've lost the plot. Now, going back to Okada ban now, all through from 1st of February, I'm seeing bikes below 200 cc flying Lagos. Who are those putting it on? Those putting on army uniforms, mopo, and they carry passengers. They are the ones riding and carrying people. I drive through Third Mainland Bridge to and fro every day from the mainland to the island. In a few minutes, I'll soon be heading back to the mainland. And you see mopo and army officers. They are the ones who carry passengers through Third Mainland Bridge right now. So what happens in that scenario? Nothing. But we're interested in money rituals. Sandra, please be safe. Thank you.
Thanks so much for calling me. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra Ezekwesili.
Emma, you've called me before. Let me talk to somebody else, Emma. And I've read your message on WhatsApp. Hello.
Hello, Sandra.
How are you?
Yeah, my name is Ferdinand. I'm calling from Opa.
Go ahead.
Somehow let me take on fashion. I can't talk about what I want to say.
Okay.
I don't know if you believe that movie that you actually say is very belief is causing something else. I want to believe that he's living in another world.
Okay.
Because even these movies, these ritual movies, by the end of every damn movie, they normally make it in such a way that the person that did that thing did not succeed well or did not end well. So, didn't that tell him that the movie makers, they also know that it's not good, even if you have to go that way. That they are passing a better message than those of them in politics that cornered all the money and wealth that we have. And that means we have to ban politics because they are all the corrupt people.
Okay.
So do we have to ban politics?
Okay.
Yes, because the movies, they by the end of the day, they show you that it's not good. But they keep on embezzling money and they are corrupt. And they come and tell people that that somebody else is corrupt. Even when we know very well that they are corrupt. We know how they are when they enter the rulership. And by the end of the day, they amass so much wealth, do so many houses, and they ride on the yacht and everything. Yeah, they tell you that somebody is corrupt. We know their salaries.
All right. That's a weird connection to make to that third story. But thank you so much for calling and making it. Hello.
Sandra,
good afternoon. What's your name?
Good.
Hello. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. 99.3.
Sandra.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
What's your name?
Remy from Akoka.
Remy, welcome.
Yeah. It's been 5 years since Fashola has been the Minister for Housing and all that. How many houses have they built for the masses for the past 5 years? Sandra, I'm asking, how many? That aside, we have a set of governments that each time they realize they failed in their duties, they tend to bounce back to the masses. Let me start from the closure of the border. They said they complain about smuggling and all that. Don't we have customs at each
but listen, what are their rules? What is their duty? Now we have all manner of agencies on the road to control traffic and all that. Yet they tell us the Okada riders flout traffic laws and all that. What are their duties on that road? So nobody needs to tell them that all we need is regulation. You can't do this in Ghana. So how come Lagos? Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling to share your thoughts. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good afternoon, Sandra.
Welcome.
Sandra, please, I don't like people giving wrong opinions on the radio.
Who gave a wrong
There
opinion?
are 20, now listen to me. There are 20 local governments in Lagos. 20 local governments.
Mm-hmm.
And out of these 20 local governments, there is no total ban. What they did is restriction on 5 local governments.
Who said otherwise?
That's what I saw.
Did anybody say otherwise? Did anybody say that it was the 20 local governments that Okada was banned in?
My problem is that why is people not, admitting what the government did? That's my problem.
Why are people what?
People kicking against the government idea? Why are they kicking against that government idea? Listen, excuse me, Sandra.
Isn't that a ridiculous question to ask? People have a right to kick against whatever they want to kick against.
Okay, listen to me, Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, Sunday, I saw an Okada carrying a woman on a bike. Just went and hit a car that parked on his own. The driver survived, but the passenger died at the spot. I'm an eyewitness. Yesterday, Sunday.
That's quite sad.
Yesterday, Sunday, a vehicle they parked on his own. This is West Bond when I smash it, but he survived it. But the passenger died on that spot.
Oh, my God.
Please. Lagosians understand that the restriction is not a total ban, but a restriction on 5 to 6 local governments. They should welcome this idea. Please, those who find it difficult, buy a bicycle. There's no restriction on bicycle. Those are at the Lagos Island. At Lagos Island, get a bicycle for yourself.
How much is a bicycle?
50 to 20,000 naira.
Okay.
You get a bicycle.
How much is a short ride with Kekes or with a bike?
With 100 naira, 200 you ride a Kekes.
Okay, but they should spend 20,000 on a bicycle.
Yes, but if you spend 20, what about the VIS? The VIS who are raiding people for a license that costs 2,000 naira and depriving people 40,000 naira for a penalty. Is that not a crime?
Thanks for calling me. That's not a crime, actually. That it's a way to remind you that you should get whatever license you're supposed to get when it's cheap. Because if you remember that you're paying expensively as a result of not getting a license that you should have, perhaps you will get the license that you require. Let's talk about some people who are being clamped down by the government because they do not have licenses. That's coming up in a few minutes. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
Hard Facts will be right back.